Generations of Texas families have been coming to this place, bringing their kids and grandkids to walk in the woods, to enjoy a repose and respite among the stately pines. 95% of this park burned in the fires.
The park is 6,500 acres, and we're estimating 95 to 96% had fire in it. 38% were considered heavily burned. Immediate goals right now, obviously, are reducing the hazard trees. We have to remove those trees. We got to get them back away from the road because they will fall. The trees that you see here, if they don't have any green at all, they're going to die. This is one of the structures, the scenic overlook. We lost the roof on it. You can see the remnants of the support beams there on the roof. We have plans and drawings from the CCC that we'll be able to rebuild this. We can't just go down to the local nursery and buy pine trees to replant in the forest. We're already starting to see some regrowth. It's going to look a lot different. If these trees had any green tips or tops on them at all, they would have a chance at survival. Driving through the park, you have to find something every day. I look over here and see little flowers that are coming up. You have to capitalize on those little moments. Whether it's oak tree that's resprouting, green tops on pine trees.
And we will rise again. This park will rise again. There's just too many good, determined people that are going to make it happen.
After we do a prescribed fire. But this is promising for folks. I want our...
Record Store Day, it's a celebration of what each store is about, and it's also a chance to have some really special pieces available to customers.
If it wasn't for record stores, local musicians like us wouldn't have an outlet to get our music to the local people. It's the record stores that keep local music alive. It keeps it pumping.
It's fun to be able to go to a place that sort of has a niche, and it's not just like looking up a website and getting information. You can actually interact with the employees and the owners. We're selling lots of vinyl today.
I mean, CDs, they have their own sound. They sound great, but there's just something about a record spinning and blasting through the speakers that you're not going to get elsewhere.
Just when friends come over and like, hey, start flipping through, can I play this? And it's like, wow, I remember what I was doing, where I was, that record store, from Houston that's closed, and it's a time capsule.
It's really cool that we've seen over the past 5 years or so, I'd say, a lot of younger people buying vinyl. Austin, is really fortunate to have such a strong record store community. There's a lot of great stores in town. While there's going to be some crossover, I think each store has its own take, its own spin.
Tonight is our third annual Posada here at St. David's downtown.
For Mary and Joseph finding a place to stay as Jesus was arriving, and the difficulties that they encountered with that.
We will go through a couple of stops. Traditionally, you go through a couple of stops and they say, no, you can't come in. And then at the end, somebody does let you in. and they welcome you in, and there's a big party afterwards where there's piñatas and food, tamales, very traditional.
It's really fun because my grandparents are from Mexico and stuff, so it's really fun to reenact the posada. If you're doing a posada, you're actually in it. If you're watching a play, you're just sitting there.
And I think it is a way to get people to really feel like they are actual participants. We can then relate it to what's happening in our current life and see how are we walking and how are we playing those roles today as a Christian community.
It's a way of making it more personal, more real, entering into the story in a very physical way, walking with Mary and Joseph, walking with them to find a place to stay.
My mother used to be in a bowling league. She gave me a couple of diamonds, put me in the game room, and it was just, you play as long as you can. You know, once you don't have the high enough scores to get free games, you're done. So you have to make it last, and you learn where to shoot the ball and what to do.
Today is the state championship series for the IFPA. The top 16 in every state have the opportunity to go and play for that state's championship. That winner will then go to Vegas in March to compete for the national title. So pinball's growing. It's replacing the pool table. It's replacing the foosball table. You know, little kids can play when they come over. It's just a cool factor that...
It involves a lot of strategy, and I like strategy games, and you gotta like exercise your hands.
You can't master the game. It's every shot can be different. There's infinite possibilities when you make a shot. And what's great about pinball is you think you can beat a game, and then the next game you come and you do horrible.
What you're doing on one machine is not always going to work on another machine.
But on any game, you can beat the best in the world because pinball is a great equalizer.
It's more of a passion now. It's just a lot of fun. People that haven't played and want to play, come out, join a league. It's a lot of fun.
Every day before I went to bed, I would have one little piece of chocolate. I wanted that piece to be delicious, luxurious, and sometimes I wanted spicy, sometimes I wanted salty, sometimes I wanted fruit and nuts. I thought, why don't I just start a chocolate company where you can choose the type of chocolate, whether you want milk, dark or white, and then choose your own toppings.
You can see just by visiting chalkbite.com that there's been a lot of thought that's gone into the setup for choosing your ingredients and making it. I've brought in chocolate bars for my coworkers. I've given chocolate bars as gifts to professionals who I work with. I love to see the reactions of people when they look at a chalk bar, because the first thing they say is, "Did you take a bite out of this already?"
I'm at a stage where my company can expand. I have a couple large clients that want to purchase wholesale from me, but I don't have the equipment to be able to make enough chocolate for them. So Chalkbite and I are asking for your donations so that we can grow the company. We have to hit our full goal to be able to grow. So please help me, please help Chalkbite grow.
I travel a lot for business, and so when Adeline recently, she's been mailing them, which is very convenient also, I might add. Once they get there, we open it up, it's like Christmas, and there's some chocolate bars, some of her favorite ingredients, some of my favorite ingredients, and we'll sit there with a glass of wine. And when you're eating the chocolates, and they've come and you've specially built them, you order them, you've got almonds, you've got different nuts in them, you've got different dried fruits in them, they're almost a meal.
Chocolate's a luxury. It's supposed to be perfect. I wanted you to see it. You designed it. Of course you're going to eat it and you need to like the way it tastes, but you're visually designing the chocolate bar as well. You see it digitally being visually designed on chalkbite.com, and then when it arrives, you see the beautiful work of art that you created.